whoever becomes the President of the United States is going to have a deep, strong interest in having a strong relationship with Mexico. It's our neighbor, our friend, and one of our biggest trading partners. I think I've made myself clear, setting aside whatever the candidates are saying, that America is a nation of immigrants. That's our strength. Unless you are one of the first Americans, unless you are a Native American, somebody somewhere in your past showed up from someplace else. And they didn't always have papers. And the genius of America has been to define ourselves not by what we look like, or what our last name is, or what faith we practice, but our adherence to a common creed. A belief that all people are created equal, a belief in free speech and freedom of assembly and democracy and pluralism and tolerance and rule of law. And we have observed those ideals imperfectly at times, but in each successive generation, we've gotten a little bit better at it. We've come closer to our ideals. And the notion that somehow we would stop now on what has been a tradition of attracting talent and strivers and dreamers from all around the world, that would rob us of the thing that is most special about America. And I don't think it will happen. Now, people are genuinely concerned about immigration that is not orderly, people pouring across borders without having gone through some sort of process. It adds to people's sense that things are out of control. And that's why we've invested in securing our borders, and we've made unprecedented investments. It's part of the reason why illegal immigration to the United States is actually at its lowest level since the 1970s. It's why we so value the cooperation that we've obtained from the Mexican government in making sure that our borders work to facilitate legal trade and legal immigration and commerce, but discourages illegal immigration. It's why I'm pushing very hard and will continue to push until I leave this office, and expect the next president to push for a comprehensive immigration reform plan that can fix those aspects of the system that are broken so that we remain a nation of laws and a nation of immigrants. And that's ultimately, I think, where people in the United States will land. We've had times throughout our history where anti-immigration sentiment is exploited by demagogues. It was directed at the Irish, it was directed at Poles and Italians, and you can go back and read what was said about those groups, and it's identical to what they're now saying about Mexicans or Guatemalans or Salvadorians or Muslims or Asians. Same stuff. They're different, they're not going to fit, they won't assimilate, they bring crime, same arguments. You go back to the 1800s. The language is identical. But guess what? They kept coming. And they kept coming because America offered possibility for their children and their grandchildren. And even if they were initially discriminated against, they understood that our system will over time allow them to become part of this one American family. And so we should take some of this rhetoric seriously and answer it boldly and clearly. But you shouldn't think that is representative of how the American people think.